Hello guys, I hope you've had a blessed Thursday. And I've been meaning to do this video for a while. We're going to be reading out of Deuteronomy chapter 11 verses 8 through 12. These are one of my favorite verses. So let's jump right into it. And I'm sick right now, so I might sound a little rough. I feel like I sound like a frog. So let's just read. It says, "Therefore, be careful to obey every command I am giving you today, so you may have strength to go in and take over the land you are about to enter. If you obey, you will enjoy a long life in the land the Lord swore to give to your ancestors and to you, their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey. For the land you are about to enter and take over is not like the land of Egypt from which you came, where you planted your seed and made irrigation ditches with your foot as in a vegetable garden. Rather, the land you will soon take over is a land of hills and valleys with plenty of rain, a land that the Lord your God cares for. He watches over it through each season of the year." For me, this scripture is so powerful. So powerful. It's like instructions of how to have a good life when you come back to God. And it's amazing for me just to read this, and also so simple, and so simple, but yet we sometimes miss it, and a lot of people miss it completely. Because it clearly says here, if you obey, you will enjoy a long life in the land the Lord swore to give you and to your ancestors, a land flowing with milk and honey. For the land you are about to enter and take over is not like the land of Egypt, from which you came from. So it's telling us, if you obey every command, because it says every command, you will have a long life, a life you can enjoy, flowing with blessings. Milk and honey, it's like a symbol of abundant prosperity. Because this place where you're going now is not like where you came from. Where do we come from? I was a prodigal. I come from hopelessness. I was looking for something that was never lost. It was always there. It was always God. And so this land that I'm going into, when I came back from being a prodigal, it's different. It's not like the old one. I don't have to make my own trenches, my own ditches. I don't have to waste away trying to fix everything, trying to control everything, trying to make everything come out good. Why? Because this land, God takes care of this land. If we obey every command, if we listen to when He says yes, no, go, wait, we're gonna have sufficient every season, no matter what season we're in our life. This is a different chapter in our life. This is different land. This is the land of God. This is God's territory. So this always catches my attention so much, and it just brings me so much delight and awe in God. So if we obey, we will have the strength to take over this new chapter of life. But we must obey, and when we obey, we have the strength to take over this new chapter of our life, this new land that we're going into. But if we don't obey, we won't have the strength to get through this. A lot of us come back to God, or come to God, and we think that's it. No, there's gonna be these seasons in life, in this new chapter, that you're gonna need strength, and it's not gonna be your own strength. Remember, we already came back from trying to fix it all ourselves, trying to figure it out ourselves, trying to control it all, and yet we came to a point like, God, what is there to this life? Is there something else besides suffering and all this? So we know we can't control it, but God tells us here, if we obey, we will have the strength to take over this new land, this new chapter of our life. So we have to obey. And by obeying, we're going to have the strength to push through this new land. Because in new territory, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we have God. And he says in his word that if we obey every command, we will have strength. So we have to think about that. We don't get to just do whatever we please. As Christians, we don't get to just do whatever we want and expect God to just pour out blessings upon us. No, it's not how it works. And a lot of people think it should work like that, and then they wonder why life is so hard and complicated and all this and this. This is not that complicated if you are walking according to God's will. It's pretty simple. Okay, and also this verse tells us, if we obey, we will enjoy. If we obey, we will enjoy a blessed life. A life, what does that mean? A life of healed generations. A fertile soil. What you plant will bring forward abundant harvest. So, good God this is God's land. This is God's territory. You're in his territory now. And his word tells us exactly how to do and what to do, what's expected of us as Christians. And this last verse says, he watches over it through each season of the year. So he's always there watching. He doesn't go away if we feel that we're that God is not there. It's usually us that we're either lacking in worship or we're not praying like we used to. Because God never moves. It's us that we start getting too busy. And we forget, hey, that what got us to this place was probably a lot of prayer. I know when I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed, or I can hear like negativity come in my mind. I'm like, oh, I need to check myself, because I know that I've been slacking in prayer. So we have to obey every command so that we have strength to go into this new land, because this new land is new territory. But God is going to give us the strength we need to make it happen, to go through it and be blessed. But we have to obey. You don't get to go into God's territory, into his land, and do what you want and then expect God's blessing. No, that's why there's so many miserable Christians, because they want their way, but they don't want to submit to the Lord. They don't want to humble themselves before the Lord, and that's something we have to do. We have to obey the Lord and never forget where he brought us from. I never want to go back to having to worry about controlling my surroundings so I feel safe. Nah, now I'm in God's territory. All I have to do is obey what he commands me to do every day and do my best and push forward. And I know he's gonna make a way where there's no way. All the time he never failed. His promises are real, they're true. So go for yourself and read these verses and see what the Lord tells you. You will see how it's not that hard. We make it so complicated, but it's not hard. If you have a humble spirit, surrender spirit to God, it's not going to be too complicated. We just like to complicate things. Pretty easy. And remember, revenge is the Lord's. Don't try to make people pay for what they've done to you. Let go and let God take care of them. Don't let offense come to your heart, because that'll take you out. Yep. So be careful to obey every command, so you may have strength to go into this new territory you're in, this new place you're in, this new season you're in. We must obey, and he's going to give us the strength, the strategies, the wisdom, the knowledge to get through this. So have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.